Welcome to the Visible Value Moving Balance Sheet exercise demonstration. When you enter your username and your password, the first thing you're going to see when you come into the simulation is this opening screen here. There's no need to remember the details in the opening memo, as you'll be able to access those details through one of the icons when we get into the simulation proper. So the first thing I'd like you to do is hit the continue bar. And then again, there's just an explanation here and drawing your attention to this top icon tray here. I'm just going to close that now. Now, as you look at the board, you'll notice most of the board appears to be hidden. That is deliberate. As you go through the moving balance sheet exercise, those parts of the board which you will interact with will become much clearer and will be revealed. As I do each of the steps in the exercise, I'm going to draw your attention to the help box, which describes exactly what we'd like you to do. Before we get there, I just want to talk about this icon tray at the top. You'll notice on the far left there is a folder, and when you put your mouse over the folder, it says show documents with information about the scenario. I'm going to left click on that. And as promised, you can see the opening memo, which is the first thing you saw when you came into the simulation. There's also a summary of the rules, and trust me, when you go through the simulation, you will be coming back to this particular document just to remind yourself of the rules of the game. The other two icons that are currently in that upper icon tray consists of a current round checklist, which I'm clicking on as well. And what you can see here is there is a series of tasks that need to be completed. They're grayed out here on the left, but after you complete each task, a green tick will appear there to show that you have completed that task. Linked with that particular checklist is this banner headline here, and this always shows you the current task that you are on. So I'm going to close up the checklist because I'm going to rely on the banner to guide us as to what we should do at each particular stage as we go through this exercise. Final icon I'm going to draw your attention to is the current balance sheet, which I'm also going to click on. And as you can see, it's already expecting us to do something, but here's the nice thing. There will be a prompt when you're required to open up this moving balance sheet and enter some data into it. And the icon at the top, which I've just clicked on, will also be flashing. So there are two indications that you need to open up this document and do something. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with it. So every task has a help button here, which when you left click up on it, tells you what you're expected to do. So I'm just going to follow the instructions exactly as they appear on the help screen. So I'm going to take my mouse across to investors. The invest button appears. I'm going to click it with my left mouse button. I'm going to enter 30, press the enter button, and you'll notice that some coins have appeared. And now you'll notice the share capital part of the board has been revealed. So I'm going to move that across share capital. And now, of course, I've got 30 gold coins, which represent the cash. And you'll notice the cash area of the board has also been revealed. So I'm going to move that across there. And now here comes my first prompt and the flashing icon for the balance sheet. So I'm going to click on that. How much cash do we have? We have 30. I'm going to enter 30. I'm going to enter 30 again. You'll notice as I enter the figures, if they're correct, a green tick appears. I'm going to put the wrong figure in here, 29, and you'll notice there's a red cross. So there's an immediate notification if you've not done your calculations correctly, which is very useful. Okay, now I've completed this first column of the moving balance sheet. You'll notice that the icon has stopped flashing. So we're pretty much on track. The next task has now appeared. Again, if I open up the checklist, you'll see that the start the business task has now been completed. So opening up the help screen again, I now need to invest some money in some machines. So I'm going to click on here, put a 5 in, press the enter button. 5 coins have become detached. I'm going to put them onto the buy here, and you'll see now the machine has changed color as it's now become a yellow machine in the machine 1 slot. Again, we've got a prompt for the moving balance sheet, and you'll notice the icon is flashing again. Let's click on that. So now our cash is 25. The value of our machine is 5, which means the value of the business is still 30. No change to the share capital, so great. and the moving balance sheet is still balanced, which is good news. Now we need to buy stock. So I'm going to hover over the external locations. The buy stock option comes up. I left click it. Now the capacity of each machine is 6. So I'm going to order the full capacity. I put a 6 in there, press the enter button. You'll notice it calculates the cost of the order, and now I have to select place order, which I'm going to do. And you see now our raw materials have arrived at our machine, who have immediately converted them into finished products. You'll notice also that there are 12 red coins in the suppliers area, which is reflecting how much we owe the supplier. Now, because we're a new business, we're going to be obliged to pay cash to our suppliers. As we go through the game, there is an option to take supplier credit. So we have to put a 12 there. 12 coins gets segmented off. I place them on the suppliers and the red coins disappears. Now, again, we've got our third prompt now, flashing icon in the top icon tray and this prompt here. We need to do something. Our cash is now 13. Our machine is still worth 5, but we now have stock worth 12, which is still 30, which means our business still has a value of 30, and we're still balanced, which is excellent. Now, you'll see a new icon has appeared in the upper icon tray, and it's flashing, so we'll click on that. This particular icon will only come up after we've completed the market, because effectively it's a measure of your results in that market. But in this example here, we don't actually have the market, so we're just showing you how to use the delivery icon. So as it's flashing, I've pressed it. Yes, we've sold 5 yellows at a price of 20. We know the cost of goods is 10, so therefore the profit is 10. So we have to press deliver. Note the payment terms are 30 days. So I'll click on that. And there we have the 20 cash that the supplier owes us. And I'm going to put that onto the 30-day payment terms. I'm going to close that down now. Notice the prompts come up, just reminding us that we have to access the moving balance sheet. So cash is still 13. The machine is still worth 5. Stock now is down to 2 because we've sold 5 of them, but we are now owed 20 by our customers. And now the total has risen to 40. So we still only have 30 share capital, so that extra 10 must be the profit, which therefore gives us a total of 40. Again, we are balanced. Now the next task is we have to adjust our retained earnings. So we place a button over retained earnings, hit the adjust button. As the profit is 10, we put a 10 in there and enter it, and we have been successful. Now we have to update customer accounts. So that means that we receive the money, and sure enough, we've got a prompt to do something to the balance sheet. So let's do that. So now our cash has gone from 13 to 33. The machine is still worth 5. We still have a stock of 2, and therefore the owed by customers is now 0, but the total value of the business is still 40. We still have 30. Profit is still 10. And the total is 40. You can, of course, at this stage point out that cash and profit are not the same thing. Here cash is 13, here it's 33, and the profit is still 10 in both cases. Now we have to pay wages for the people operating on our machines. So we click on here, we put a 4, and the wages part of the board has been revealed, so we move the 4 onto there. Now we have to follow the prompt here, and you'll notice the icon doesn't flash for this particular prompt, but we're all familiar with the fact we have to do something. So cash is now 29, the machine value is still 5, still 2 stock, 0 by customers, but now the total value of the business has dropped to 36. Share capital is still 30, so the only thing that must have changed on the bottom here is the profit, which is now 6. So 36. So that's now completed. Now we have to adjust the retained earnings to reflect the fact that our profit is no longer 10. So this time we put in -4, and now that's correct. Now we have to show the depreciation on the new machine. So we hover over the machine, left click on the depreciate, grab the 1 coin and slide it across to the depreciate button, which is now, the depreciate square, which is now being revealed. Again, we have to fill in the final column of the moving balance sheet, which is what we're going to do. I'll click on here. Cash is still 29. The value of the machine is now 4. Stock is still 2. 0 owed by customers, and now the value of the business is only 35. 30 there, so again profit must have reduced by 1. And we've successfully completed that. We now have to adjust earnings. So again, we have to take it from 6 to 5, so -1. And well done, we've successfully completed the moving balance sheet exercise, and we can end the phase. Now before we do that, I'll just pull up the total checklist, and you can see we have indeed completed all of the tasks. So we can either hit the end phase button here or hit the end phase button which is appearing in the banner at the top in the top icon tray. So I'm going to hit the end phase like that. There's a confirmation here. Am I absolutely sure I want to do it? Yes, I am. And then we reach that stage. So I hope that's helpful. I'm sure you'll be able to do it on your own, but by all means refer to this particular video as you go through the exercise. Good luck.